All right, let's settle a debate I am sure you've had a million times. India versus the USA. Who's actually richer? We're going to get to the real answer today.
So let's get specific. Picture this. You've got one person in Bangalore making 15 lakh rupees a year, and another in New Jersey pulling in 60,000 US dollars. On paper, who's in a better spot? Well, the obvious answer might just be the wrong one.
I mean, let's be real. If you just whip out a currency converter, that $60,000 looks way, way bigger. And, this isn't just some random thought experiment. This is a choice that millions of professionals are grappling with right now.
Right? Your gut instinct immediately says the American is richer, no contest. But that's before you start peeling back the layers. Once you look at what's really left after taxes, rent, and all the other costs of living, well, the numbers start telling a completely different and frankly pretty shocking story.
And look, before we dive in, I want you to know this isn't just guesswork or my opinion. We're digging into real data here, stuff from the Reserve Bank of India and the US Federal Reserve. We're looking at everything: income, taxes, savings, the whole 9 yards, to get to the actual truth.
Okay, so let's start with the first major plot twist in this story. The insane difference in the cost of living. Let's see what happens to that paycheck before you even get a chance to spend it. Now, check this out. In India, on a 15 lakh salary, you're looking at a pretty straightforward 30% tax bracket. Simple enough. But in the US, oh, it is not that simple. Not by a long shot. You've got your 22% federal tax, sure, but then you get hit with state taxes, Social Security, Medicare. It all piles up, taking another 15, maybe even 20% chunk out of your salary. So, after the tax man takes his cut, who actually has a bigger slice of their original paycheck left? Surprise? It's the person in India. Kinda wild, right? But believe it or not, taxes are just the beginning of this story.
Just look at that number on your screen. 5 times. Let that sink in for a second. That's how much more it costs to rent a similar apartment in New Jersey compared to Bangalore. 5 times less for the person in India. That single factor completely changes the math.
So let's tally the score. After taxes are paid and rent is covered, who actually has more disposable income left in their pocket? This chart makes it pretty clear. It's the professional in Bangalore. So round one, it's a clear win for India.
But hang on. Don't get too comfortable, because this is where the script completely flips. See, it's not just about what you save each month. It's about what you do with that money. And this is the investment game changer.
This table right here, this shows the secret weapon for the American earner. It's called a 401k. The biggest deal? Your employer often matches what you put in. That's like free money. The Indian equivalent, the EPF, well, it rarely does that. Plus, the 401k lets you invest in things like index funds, which historically have much higher returns.
I mean, think about it. That employer match is basically an instant 100% return on your investment. It's a massive, massive head start. And when you let that compound over a 30-year career, it creates an enormous wealth gap. This is without a doubt the biggest advantage in the American earner's toolkit.
So if you're in India, what's the move? How do you compete with that? Well, the EPF is a good, safe foundation. But to really build wealth, you've got to take matters into your own hands and invest in things like Nifty 50 index funds. If you're not, you're literally just leaving money on the table.
Okay, so let's recap. India wins on the cost of living, hands down. But the US has this incredible advantage when it comes to investing. So, who's the real winner? Well, that brings us to the final and most important part: how to win the money game, no matter where on earth you live.
And here it is, the real truth. The whole debate, it was never actually about India versus the USA. That was the wrong question all along. The real battle, the one that truly matters, is financial literacy versus financial ignorance. Your passport doesn't determine if you win, your knowledge does.
So what do we even mean by financial literacy? Look, it's not about being some Wall Street genius who can predict the markets. It's much simpler. It's about having good habits. It's knowing where your money goes. It's about having a plan and actually investing for your future.
You know, the people who really win with money, whether they're in Bangalore or New Jersey, they all follow the same 3 simple rules. 1, they start early to let the magic of compounding do its thing. 2, they are consistent. They invest automatically every single month, no matter what. And 3, they keep it simple. They use boring, reliable index funds.
And here's the beautiful part. This strategy works everywhere.
It doesn't matter if you're investing in the Nifty 50 in India, which tracks the top 50 Indian companies, or the S&P 500 in the US, which tracks the top 500 American companies. The name on the box is different, but the engine inside is exactly the same. You're making a long-term bet on the economy.
I really want you to let this quote sink in. This is one of the most powerful truths in all of finance. Trying to be a genius and predict the market's ups and downs is a fool's errand. The real path to wealth is just to stay invested for the long haul. Consistency crushes cleverness every single time.
So, we're back where we started, but now we have the real answer. Who's richer? The person in India or the person in the US? It's neither. The richer person is the one with the right habits. It was never about geography, it was always about strategy. So the real question isn't where you live, it's are you playing the game to win?